about how you rock and pop, you get into a strong position, and that the stroke is effectively standing up or a push. Okay, so now what we have to do is have to look at the coordination of all the body parts to make sure that happens correctly. Okay, so first things first is when you're at the back end, you need to be sitting in a good strong position so you're not collapsing, you're not forward, you're slightly leaning back like you're sitting back in a chair. The first thing that happens when you're rowing is the hands lead you out. Okay, so this movement here, the body is still, the hands lead out, you're completely still. The next movement is the rock and pop. Okay, so you're starting here, hands come out, rock and pop. You're now in a rocked forward position, the body's completely still, you roll forward to the front end. All you're doing is you change direction on the feet. Yeah, so you're effectively catching through the feet. You come in, the body stays still, you drive out, the body stays still as you're driving out, and then this last third, the legs and back combine. And we'll talk about this later, but you're pushing the body open. As the body starts to stop, you then draw the hands again. So the whole profile looks like this. Hands leading out, rock and pop, slide forward, push, open, draw. Hands out, rock and pop, drive, push, open, draw. Okay? So it looks very simple, but you have to make sure that you get the sequence correct, as I stated before. Okay, right? So we've talked about the sequence, how the hands lead out, hips rock over, you slide forward. When you're driving, obviously the body stays forward, it stays still, and ultimately that's held by your body weight and suspension, which we'll talk about soon. But when you're driving, when you get to the second half of the stroke, you have to actively use the muscles of the thighs and the gluteus and the core. Okay, so what you've got to do is effectively push the midsection open. Okay, so if I was to sit here with my fists on my thighs, what I'm doing is I'm pushing open here. So I'm not getting to the second half of the stroke and trying to pull my shoulders and not use my legs. I want to use the big muscles of the quads, okay, and the glutes, and really drive through and make sure I'm strong in the midsection. So I'm actually pushing the hips open as I'm getting to the last third of the drive. Okay, it's like when you do a squat or a deadlift. I'm here and I'm using these big muscles to drive open as I get to the last third of the drive. It's the same thing here. So you wouldn't pick up a weight by pulling the back open because you're not using the legs. You're actually trying to drive open here. It's the same thing on the rowing machine. What I'm trying to do here is stay forward and drive open with the legs and the hips to be extremely powerful. In the stroke sequence, looks something like this. So sit up, rock and pop, stay forward, push, drive open, and pull. Up, there. Okay. Alright, so I have this amazing contraption here, which is a tie, which is connected to the handle, which goes around my body. Alright, so effectively rowing, as I said before, is all about a push. Okay, so I haven't got my hands connected to the handle. All I'm doing is I'm going to rock over, I slide forward, just push and push open. Okay, so you can see the connection is around here. So if I was to have my hands above, I just came forward, I push open. Yeah, so it's very simple. So effectively, the hands are a connection, or the arms are a connection to the handle, but you're not trying to pull it. So you're coming in, and just pushing there. Yeah, so it's up, push. Yeah, so there, again, drive the legs, push open. Then hands on here, there, pushing up. So if I take this off, you can see that the arms are just like this strap or a bit of rope. You switch the core on, you rock and pop, you slide forward, you stay loose in the arms, but you stay strong in the core. So you just hang from the handle and you drive open. Yeah, so it's there, push, and then just pull the last bit over. Okay, alright. Right, okay, so to emphasise the point that rowing is a push, we see that the rowing machine is on an angle. I'm just going to go through my squat again, so I just rock over, I come down, basically here, I'm just going to drive up, okay? Same through Rome, I'm going to drive and push. So I'm going to sit on this machine, which is on a good angle. Okay, so you see here, I'm just going to go into position, rock and pop, I slide forward, here, push, and push open. Okay, so nothing changes from what I was doing before. You can see that once you're pushing uphill, like I said, that's a push, not a pull. So I rocked over, push, push open. There, push, push open, there. Okay, pretty simple. So everything is a push. The fact that I'm pushing uphill actually just emphasises that everything is driven from the leg drive. It's not trying to pull the handle. So I'm not trying to go forward and pull the handle to me. I'm trying to use the big muscles, link it up, drive, push hips open, time to draw through the back.